gather around, y'all people, let me tell you all a story of something I once loved when I was a child. It's a series of books that features a bunch of little feline creatures, and they live out there in the great old English wild. And it's all about cats, and they hunt and fight and spat, and they don't know words for things like people and cars. Now Jaron, Mitchell, and Toasty, your creators and co-hosties, are gonna tell you all about it, and then we can all be stars. They're gonna tell you all about it, and then we can all be stars.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Stars in the Making, a Warrior Cats podcast. I'm Mitchell Crispi, they, them.
I'm Jaron D Ratman, he, him.
I'm Toasty Valentine, he, him.
And today we have gathered to do something that I've spent a lot of my time in my life doing, which is talking about movies for no reason. I brought to Toasty and Jaron one of my favorite films of all time, Fantastic Mr. Fox, directed by Wes Anderson, because I thought that in the context of Warrior Cats, this would be a great, enlightening watch. Yet another experience where we get to delve into the minds of some little guys, some little mischievous guys.
Absolute little critters.
Some real critters in this film.
Real creatures.
Some little freaks.
First thing I want to get is, did you guys... So I should also give some context, I guess, that I've seen this movie many times because it's my favorite movie of all time. Mm-hmm. At least, you know, in the nebulous list that everybody has of favorite movies.
I have a number one favorite movie of all time.
Wow, aren't you special? I guess I do too, because this is what I always say. Like, for the past, 15 years of my life, whenever anybody asks.
Maybe it would change if I watched one of my other favorite movies, more recently. But, if people ask me, what's your favorite movie? I'm like, oh, it's Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
And that's a good choice.
That's my answer.
I've never seen that.
We got to get you on that. We'll talk about it in the Warrior Cats context.
Yeah.
As I've said before, I think on the podcast, I have not seen that many movies, and, I think it will constantly surprise people what movies I have and have not seen.
I'm hoping that means you've seen a lot of really obscure old movies that none of us have ever heard of.
I think the thing I've seen the most of total is rom-coms, and that also includes obscure, strange rom-coms I found on Prime Video.
That's awesome.
That had 2 reviews.
That's Mitchell's wheelhouse.
That's my wheelhouse, but I'll tell you,
Mitchell wants.
I don't typically just scroll through streaming services to find the bad ones.
It wasn't intentional. It was just my mom and I were bored and yeah, there's a million movies I haven't seen, but instead we're let's just scroll through Prime Video and then put on fucking literally whatever.
That's awesome.
Something with 2 stars, 49 user reviews.
Yeah, and...
Or 3 reviews, 4 stars, and it's I assume it's
You
good.
and your mom are the reason they keep making those, actually.
Yeah. The thing is, you'll find a lot of hidden gems doing that. You'll find ones that suck, for sure, but you also find things that will surprise you, I'd say.
Yeah. I will watch many a Hallmark movie and not complain. I find them very enjoyable, so I definitely get it.
Oh my gosh. My mom recorded 80 Hallmark movies this Christmas.
That's
because my dad was out of state for work for 3 or 4 weeks. And she just, I guess, was super bored. And she set up, a million Hallmark movies. And just, when my sister was visiting, they watched so many.
That's incredible.
Every time I went upstairs, they were watching, a movie that looks like stock photographs.
Here's the thing about Hallmark movies is, I feel I have seen a lot of them. Because, my grandma would just put up the Hallmark channel and, it'd be playing in the background while we did other stuff. But all of the movies look the exact same.
And
so, I could not tell
75% of them have the same
seen.
Actress. Some lady that's famous for being in the Hallmark movies.
Wait, this just reminded me of something that I saw an ad for that I need to talk about. It was an advertisement for, a Bachelorette style show on Hallmark, where they were fighting to be the next Hallmark movie star.
That's
it was
incredible.
8 dudes.
Okay,
yes,
so we're making a new podcast.
That we have to get on that. One of us has to win.
it made my day with how like silly and absurd that is of like a show pitch that I'm like, of course Hallmark would do this.
Yeah, that's really fantastic.
Hallmark also sells like wines now. They have their own wines you can buy online.
There's no way they're
by
good.
the way.
Yeah, I imagine
They
that
can't be.
the contestants on the Hallmark competition show are split exactly in half, and they all look the same.
It was 8 guys who all looked the exact same. You are correct. I genuinely
Okay, so
could
I'm
not
like,
tell
it's
the
gonna be
difference
like
between
8 men who are all, blonde
It
and
is-
conventionally attractive and muscular, and then like 8 sexy
They are
women.
not blonde on the Hallmark Channel. They have brown
No?
or black hair.
Hallmark Channel
okay.
is for the Midwestern moms who have realistic standards.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
I see.
You got it. We're all from the Midwest originally.
These men-
and that is so
These
real.
men look like they could be your mechanic. But if your mechanic was hotter and liked you, like that's what the movies are for.
That's what I need.
They're all like small town handymen or whatever. Like
I think
they always work in a hardware store.
I think half
or-
of them work at Christmas tree like cutteries.
Yeah, Christmas tree. lights.
Yeah. Well, this movie is not a Hallmark movie, but it is a hallmark of a good time if you're watching it. So if you don't see this episode pop up and decide that you're going to watch, so that you understand what's going on, that's very understandable. So I'm just going to give some light plot summary as we go. It's based on the book by Roald Dahl, which I've never read, actually, even though it's my favorite film. So maybe I should hop
yeah,
on
I've
that.
not read that.
Is it a novel or is it a picture book?
It's a novel. It's like a little bit shorter than Charlie and the Chocolate
It's-
Factory. It's like in that vein.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm like, it might be. I think it'd be classified as a novella.
Yeah,
then.
it's pretty short,
The-
but it is also has
The
illustrations.
vibe I got from this movie is that it's a picture book. Like
Well,
that.
so a book with pictures that is longer between a picture book and like a novella is called a chapter book.
Mm-hmm.
And these are books that are typically meant for kids who are learning to read and are pretty far along. That way they can see the pictures and still understand what's happening if they don't know every single word that's on the page.
Thank
Yeah,
God
this
somebody knows
I
what they're
think
talking
it's
about.
just. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's just the visual style, like the Wes Anderson's signature directorial style, of just the way everything is framed looks like a double page spread in like a big hardback picture book.
Yeah, that is, I think, one of the magical charms of this book or this movie and why it works so well. Is Wes Anderson's directorial style, for those of you who don't know, is very much about shot symmetry and, to use a word that people rag on a lot, mise en scène. What is on screen versus...
What does that
It's
mean?
French for what's in the scene. And it refers to, props and placement of people and props and the room around the camera, including things that are implied off screen, based on what you've seen before, or like what objects in the screen imply must be off screen, etc., etc. It's very complex, but Wes Anderson uses this to create in his live action films what always looks almost surreal in its perfection and its picturesqueness. Like if you've seen Grand Budapest Hotel, like the entire story and especially the setting feels like larger than life because of his ability to manipulate the world in these ways. But in this animated film, it makes it feel like a picture book, like a perfect little story being told. And that's one of the reasons that I love it so much. I think that his style just lends itself so well to animation. And it's stop motion too, which gives the vibe of like toys you're playing with or like a little bit closer to real life.
I always really appreciate when directors appreciate animation as well and don't only care just about the live action filmmaking, because I think animation is such a beautiful medium, and I really appreciate when people do something like different with it and really play with it as a art form.
Yeah, it's fantastic, just like the Mr. Fox himself is.
I think this is the first Wes Anderson film I've ever seen, but like
Whoa.
I've seen enough of like clips or screenshots from other Wes Anderson films that as soon as this one started, I'm like, this absolutely smacks of Wes Anderson.
Yeah.
Like this, it stinks of him.
You've heard of the
it's all
warnings
over it.
online, and you saw it, and you were like, the
I
warnings are
know
coming
that
back.
it, like I know that, like, some people don't like it because they think it looks too, like, artificial, but I thought it was so great.
Yeah, that's one of the
loved
things that I meant. Like the animation, it being animated kind of lends itself to moving past that problem, I think, for a lot of people, at least.
There's a little bit more of a disconnect.
Exactly. You can suspend your disbelief. It's like, why does it look like this? It's because, I mean, honestly, the movie is framed as a story because the first thing we see is somebody holding a stop motion hand holding a little miniature recreation of the book, and then we get into the book, into the story, which in the film version starts instantly with its dry humor, which is another reason why I love this film. It's basically about the Fox family, Mr. Fox and his wife Felicity Fox, who used to steal chickens, and then one day, while trapped in a cage on a squab farm, after stealing squabs, which, you know, who even knows what a squab is?
Whatever
A squab is. Felicity reveals to Mr. Fox that she's pregnant and is like, I don't want you to steal any more chickens. And that's the impetus for our film here. And, you know, I can really relate to that. I've been stealing chickens since I was young. I know we all steal chickens in our time. It makes it a really...
Grew up on my daddy's stolen chickens.
Yeah, really. I've been trapped in a few fox traps in my time. No, but...
You always expect them to be spring-loaded.
You always expect them to be spring-loaded, but they're not spring-loaded. This movie relies a lot on jokes that are kind of like not jokes. Like something unexpected happens, even though the characters were just talking about it. There's a lot of that type of stuff. It's really my favorite type of humor, and why I watched this film maybe 150 times in middle school, and really let it influence my personality. Yeah, but we follow their family, and 12 years later, this baby fox has been born, and he's a little weirdo who I love named Ash. And Mr. Fox is becoming
such an ass.
Such a little cusshole. Mr. Fox is developing an existential crisis and wants to live above ground and not in a foxhole anymore. And even though Felicity thinks that they're poor but happy, and they do move above ground to a tree near the farms of 3 major farmers who are also assholes: Bogus, Bunce, and Bean. Their names are actually Walt Bogus, Nate Bunce, and Frank Bean. And as you can imagine, Mr. Fox gets right back into stealing things from farmers. And that's kind of the main plot of this film, is that Mr. Fox lets his pride and ego drive him to do something that he promised his wife he wouldn't do, that puts them all in danger. The farmers eventually find out, and they destroy the entire forest looking for this fox. It drives all the animals underground into a sewer, actually, and there's a big confrontation at the end where Mr. Fox has to try and steal his nephew back from these farmers, as well as his shot-off tail, which is a hilarious little detail. Man, I think we'll get more into specifics, I think, if we need to. For now, what I want to ask in this strangely formatted review, since I've brought to you both a movie that I already love. So it's kind of like when you show your friend a YouTube video and you're like, I really hope they like it, I really hope they like it, and you're like watching their face the whole time. I want to know what you guys liked, what you guys disliked. Let's start there and talk about likes and dislikes.
I think I'd like to start off because this is technically my second time watching this. The first time I watched it when I was like 7 or 8, whenever the movie originally came out, or like 3 months after it came out, because like I had to wait till it was cheaper at Family Video to rent it. And all I remember is that I didn't like it as a kid. That was all I could remember about the film. Okay, let me explain. And I had not rewatched it since because that was the only thing I remembered about it. So I was actually very happy to get an opportunity to revisit the film and essentially get homework to revisit the film. And upon rewatch, I can see why I didn't like it, because even though it is absolutely incredible, it is kind of unsettling to watch, I think.
I get what you mean.
Because it is, so it's stop motion animation. And so like the fur on their faces is constantly shifting when they're like moving around, because you can't really like tie fur down or whatever. And I think that combined with like the eyes and like the jittery motion and all of that, I don't think I enjoyed it as a kid. Because I wasn't as much of a freak then as I am now, so I didn't like it all that much. But now I fucking loved it. It's very strange, I will say. It is a strange movie, but I enjoyed that about it.
In the film, Ash, their son, is described as, with a very specific hand motion, different. Would you say this movie, Toasty, is different, but there's something fantastic about that?
Yeah, it is very different and strange, and like, it's just, there is something about it, though. It's hard to describe, which is why I'm sure you like it. It's so different that it is amazing to watch. Because I love the animation now, but it is a bit jarring because it's stop motion. It's always going to look a bit odd, I will say. There are many different types of stop motion animation. I don't know as much about animation as books, but because like one of my favorite scenes, I will say, of like the entire film is when they were moving into their new home.
That's a great
and
one.
just the scene of the squirrel movers like moving around and painting. I literally wrote that down as my favorite scene because I didn't want to forget about it. Because there's just something so satisfying about that like 1 20-second moment from the whole film that I loved.
Yeah, they do. It does a lot to stop motion animation. This is like lends itself really well to like scenes where it looks like the dolls in a dollhouse have come alive, as opposed to scenes where it's like a two-shot of two characters talking to each other and we see just their faces and you're like, oh, these are dolls. And you're like, they're not emoting the way that human faces emote and they're dolls.
Something about that scene just reminded me of like a Rube Goldberg machine, almost. Like, just something about the movement and the flow of it felt just so, I don't know, enjoyable to watch. Like, I can't quite describe it.
No, but I definitely understand what you mean.
Or like watching a fountain and watching the water flow down. Just something about it flowed so well and so like serenely almost. I could probably rewatch that scene over and over again. Even though it was not a very significant part of the movie, it was my favorite.
Yeah, but I also am such a big fan of movies that have little aside moments, you know? That's the type of filmmaking that I really enjoy.
Well, you can tell they love it so much they care about every moment of it and not just like the big important parts that are happening, but like every even in between moment is just as important and treated with just as much love and attention and care as the rest
and
of it.
often comedy, you know, like what the squirrels are saying is pretty funny. There's like a leader squirrel who owns the moving business and he's like telling them, don't strip the bark, make sure you watch that paint on the walls, let's get it going, go.
They're like trying to keep like the electrical circuits and wires straight.
Exactly.
They're like, make sure you don't cross those. We got a yellow and a green. Make sure you don't cross those.
There's a tiny little moment at the end of that sequence where if you consider the movement of the shot, which is like left from the truck to the tree and then up the tree, at the very top of the tree, or at least the squirrel who has gone the highest is like in one of the branches building like a ladder to the top of the tree where there's like a lookout, and he's holding a hammer and hammering in a nail, but he's just like hitting the nail just with like the side of the hammer like completely wrong. And I just love that. I love that it like implies that like they are still fucking squirrels. Like they don't like they don't really know what's going on.
They may be squirrel movers, but they're still squirrels.
Exactly.
Yeah. Some of my favorite parts of this movie are the parts where they just act like animals.
Yeah.
Like the first time that really happens, well, it's like whenever they eat. And they're like so proper at their dinner table, and then they just like like tear into the food on their plate on their table. And then the scene where he's like talking to his lawyer about buying the tree, and they like start like getting into it, and they just like start circling the desk, and they're like like hands up, claws bared, hissing and grunting at each other. I'm like, this is, and then like the secretary does something, and they just stop and they go.
And sit back down.
Okay, back to normal.
Yeah. It's very funny, and it really
it's so funny.
It's important for the themes of the movie. I think that one of the reasons I've always really loved this movie, and it's time to get super personal. This segment is called Getting Personal with Mitchell Crispi, and we're gonna have this in at least one episode for each of us. So don't worry, you'll get to know Toasty and Jaron also.
Oh boy!
But I'm a super like existentially anxious person. It's just like kind of always. I'm always like, oh, what will remember me after I'm gone? You know, that's just what I'm always thinking about. And this movie is a lot about like existential dread and fantastic Mr. Fox. I keep trying to say fantastic Mr. Fox. Mr. Fox, he like goes back into the chicken stealing business because he's like, what even is a fox? What is a fox without a chicken in its teeth, right? What am I if I'm just a newspaper columnist? And it's about like having a nature that is being a wild animal, trying to suppress it, and then learning how to balance like letting yourself be what you are with trying to be the things you need to be for the people around you. And there's so many moments in the movie that are about like, oh yes, these are wild animals, between the destroying the toast on their plate and having like a Cookie Monster moment where most of it ends up back on the table to like snarling.
That's a very beautiful way of putting it. Because like what resonated with me was like, yeah, it's more of an animal nature that he's suppressing, but to me it felt like when creative people go into jobs they don't want because they want to pay their bills, and then ultimately decide that is not what they want to do with their life, and then go back to what they wanted to do despite the fact that it is probably financially a bad decision. And as a more creative person and weird guy, that resonated with me a lot. That sort of need to like settle down and get a job that is steady but pays you well, despite the fact that you hate every part of it, just so you can, appease your family and live a good life. But what is a good life if you are not doing what you want to do?
Yeah.
Is it truly good if you are not happy? Like,
that's a fantastic little summary. And you can imagine little annoying and pretentious middle school Mitchell sitting there watching this movie to fall asleep every night for months, thinking, oh, what am I going to do with my life? And it's like, kid, you need to turn in your homework is what you need to do. That's what I was needing to do.
You need to do algebra.
I needed to shut up and learn.
No, I totally get that, because I was the same way in, like, middle school and high school, but I think that just as a person with a lot of interest, realizing at some point that you are going to have to, like, pin yourself down to one thing to, like, live the rest of your life is terrifying. And I dreaded it so much. That is not something I wanted to do. I did not want to pick just a boring profession that I didn't enjoy all that much just to pay the bills, because I love so many things and want to do everything in this life. And the fact that it's like, well, I guess I have to go work a 9 to 5 just so I can eat, I guess, was scary.
Yeah. And it's even scary for foxes.
Yeah.
Amen.
Okay. What did you hate? Be honest with me.
I don't think I hated any part
thank
of it,
God.
honestly.
I couldn't have handled it.
Yeah, I didn't really have any dislikes. One thing I thought was kind of weird, which it's probably just like, it's just stylization and due to the medium. The scale of the movie is a little bit weird. Like, sometimes the foxes are like the size of foxes, and sometimes they're like hiding behind cider bottles and fist fighting rats. And I'm like, this fox should be way bigger than this bottle. And, like, he was, like, earlier in this movie. Like, the scale is just a little bit inconsistent and weird, just to have, characters that are the same size as each other for the framing of the movie. Because obviously, like, we couldn't have, the perfectly symmetrical shots if the fox and the badger are, like, realistically sized and they're not, on equal footing.
I think since the movie is generally so surreal, that didn't really bother me, because I'm
this isn't a real criticism. It was just something that I noticed.
Yeah.
That I was like, it doesn't suck me out of the movie, but it definitely makes me go, he should not be that small.
I do think about how large that rat must be. How rat character.
That rat's got to be so big.
Well, or how large. Well, like the in that scene, like the cider maker's wife comes down the stairs. And she grabs the bottle, and it's, like, to scale. Like, that's how big a bottle would be compared to a person. But then the fox is, like, hiding behind the bottle. And it's like, this fox is tiny. This fox is the size of a hamster.
Actually, that reminded me of a moment I loved when they run behind the giant motorcycle and then get in on an equally smaller motorcycle that is the exact same as the big one. That was so fucking good.
That's great.
I love just not explaining jokes like that in a film.
Yeah.
My favorite recurring joke, I think it only happens twice in the movie. It's when Mr. Fox is talking to Felicity
Fox.
Felicity Fox. She's talking to Felicity, and he'll say something like, "You look beautiful today, by the way. You're practically glowing." And then it would swap, and it's like very obviously a really harsh light shining right on her face.
It's actually
It must just be something about the lighting.
it's a new model for the character that is
It's
hollow.
a different model?
Is hollow and has a light inside of it. They like made a lamp.
Yeah, I noticed that. I was like, she is glowing.
It's
Literally.
such a good joke.
So, I think it only happens at like the beginning and end of the movie, but it made me laugh out loud both times.
Yeah, I love that it happens so close to the beginning of the movie because it really sets up like the whimsy and the surrealness and the fact that this world is a story. Yeah, it's really, really great film. It makes me incredibly happy.
I think that there was one other like laugh out loud moment. It's after the farmers like dig up the tree and they've all dug down into the hole and like all the animals are together. And the badger lawyer is, like, talking to Mr. Fox about what the farmers are going to do. And he just goes, "This is getting a little too personal. I got to go." And just walks, like, away from the camera.
It's very good.
What I love is like that little possum guy that is just like his landlord, I think.
Kylie!
Kylie.
Then he's like, "I'm gonna bring him along for a heist," and I'm like, what has
Why?
happened? You taking my landlord with me?
Yeah, he's the superintendent. He's like the guy who's supposed to
I
fix
see.
the apartment or the house up. Right? He, like they bought this house. It came with the superintendent.
Me inviting my plumber to go rob a bank
Exactly.
with me.
Yeah.
It was just so silly. I was
Yeah.
like, maybe he's an old friend. No, that's just some
that's just
guy.
Kylie.
Yeah.
He meets him when he goes to check out the house. And they're like, "This is my assistant Kylie. He's a little bit weird. He's a little bit fucked up."
There is a moment that I quote all the time in my like real life, when Felicity Fox is discovering that they're stealing and is confronting them about it finally, right before like the big dramatic turn. She's standing in the dark in their pantry as they're about to sneak out for their third heist. And as they walk by, she flicks the lights on and Mr. Fox says, I didn't see you standing over there in the dark. And she says, "If what I think is happening, it better not be." And I just love
I
was
love
so
that line.
good.
That's so
I love
funny.
that.
I think it's a great thing to say to somebody. And I used to say it all the time. I think that I'm maybe a little less annoying than I used to be, so I don't really say it that often anymore. But it's very good.
Whoever did the voice for Felicity, I loved their performance throughout the whole thing.
Guess what? It's Meryl Streep.
This
is-
that
Yeah,
would
this is like a
explain it.
big name
It's a
cast. 'cause
stacked
isn't-
cast.
Is
Go ahead.
George
I-
Clooney is
Yeah.
Mr.
Yeah,
Fox?
I
And
did
Willem
not
Dafoe
realize
is
that.
the
I had
rat.
no idea.
Willem Dafoe's the rat. The Badger's Bill
I
Murray.
love the rat played by Willem Dafoe, my favorite part of the movie.
Yeah,
I just love Willem Dafoe and I love rats.
Yeah,
so.
I love that rat. He's a hilarious, great rat. He calls Felicity the town tart.
Yeah, yeah. That was super uncalled for.
Yeah, I love the humor of this movie. And I love the themes. And you know what else I really love is Warrior Cats by Aaron Hunter.
Oh,
Flawless.
And so I have devised a system by which we perfectly compare and integrate Warrior Cats and Fantastic Mr. Fox through what I like to call Animal Fight. Nope, that's a bad name. Let's think. Okay, what I like to call Forest War. No, I have no idea. Anyway, what we're gonna do is we're gonna have characters from Warrior Cats and characters from Fantastic Mr. Fox fight and determine who would come out on top. Keeping in mind all things relevant from each property, like, for instance, Jaron's qualms about the scale and size, like the supernatural ability to turn yourself into a glowing lamp. I have tried...
You can't do this. You can't turn my Warriors podcast into a power scaling debate.
Power scaling debate.
You know how much I hate power scalers?
I know exactly...
You should know better than anyone.
The reason that I think this is going to be fun is because, ostensibly speaking, the Fantastic Mr. Fox cast is full of animals much larger than cats and then also humans. And so, but I think that Warrior Cats is much more about being vicious. So I would like to just propose just a few and talk about some of the very obvious matchups, I think. So we're going to start with Willem Dafoe as Rat versus Blue Star.
Ooh.
because Blue Star has a history.
Blue Star's got a bad track record versus rats.
With rats, and we have established this rat is taller than a fox standing on two legs. So this is a big rat.
Well, no, hang on. It was a small fox because, like I said, the fox was hiding behind a cider bottle that was to scale to a normal human model.
I will say, apparently this film takes place in like the outskirts of London, which I've never caught before, but apparently it's mentioned.
I got the vibe.
So they're regionally similar as well.
Yes, it takes place in England at the very least, apparently in the outskirts of London. So maybe because they're close to the city, maybe these are small foxes. Maybe like they are not as wild as they think, and that's why they're so small. So we can give that to the.
They're just rodent-sized foxes.
I do have a quick question. Is this like peak physical fitness Blue Star, or is this book 1, 2, or 3 Blue Star?
I'm gonna say this is book 1 Blue Star to give them a fighting chance.
Okay.
Because another in universe, this rat has a switchblade.
I was gonna say rat with knife versus cat with 9 lives. Fight.
Yeah. Rat, con, really susceptible to cider. I don't know if Blue Star can get their hands on cider, but if they could offer some cider, I think that this rat would be in a bad position.
Okay, here's my thing. Blue Star is very diplomatic. I feel like she could just diffuse the situation.
It's true. This rat is also very easily seduced, apparently.
Yeah. So
I was going to say this rat is very easily distracted because in the cider heist, they take him out because he looks in the wrong direction and they like dump him in a hole.
They pull a rug out from
And
under
put a
him,
trap
literally,
door
and he
over
falls
it.
over.
Yeah, like the cousin kid like kicks him into the hole. Christopherson.
Yeah.
Took me a second to remember his very long name.
Okay, so for this, I think the answer we're going with is that Blue Star would successfully diffuse the situation with the rat.
yeah, because why are they fighting in
I
the first place? You know.
I think Blue Star gets this get back against the rat.
In my imagination, it's the entire world of Fantastic Mr. Fox fighting the entire world of Warrior Cats because they need to for some reason. Let's marvelize this. They need the moon. They need the Mother Mouth and the Moonstone.
Because in Fantastic Mr. Fox, the rat is protecting the cider. So if Blue Star's in his little cider hut or whatever, I can see why he's attacking her. But if the rat is in the forest, what's his deal?
Prey has been scarce. They need cider for warmth.
This is a central part of power scaling debates, is that we need a neutral location and we need to know how bloodlusted they are. Because you can do would Goku beat Luffy in a fight? And the answer is no, because they'd be friends. They would not fight each other.
Yeah.
So that you have to say no, they're bloodlusted. They want to kill each other. So are we in a situation where Blue Star and the rat are bloodlusted in, let's say,
a few.
The living room from Nintendogs, where neither of them have any stakes in the situation?
They're both wildly scared because everything around them is a different animation style than they are.
Yeah,
because
there's no cider to protect, there's no clan, there's no woods to hide in, no territorial advantage.
If it's Blue Star in the cider basement, I think the rat wins. If it's the rat in the woods during fucking Leaf Bear, I think Blue Star wins. But if it's a neutral location,
in the Nintendo, even with the Switchblade, that's dangerous though. You know, that's one
true.
very strong claw that the cats have. I don't know how many toes cats have. I was about to make myself look like a fool on the podcast. The cats have a lot of sharp claws, but the rat has one Switchblade.
So cats have 5 claws. They have their 4 main claws, and then the dew claw, which is a little further back.
Dew claw's only in the front, so that's 5, 5,
yeah.
4, 4, 8 plus 18 claws, 18 sharp knives versus 1 Switchblade.
And plus, I'll be honest, I think Blue Star's going to be faster than a drunk rat.
Makes sense.
I think
this rat's very drunk.
she's going to have it over on him.
This rat's drinking an amount of cider that is proportionally to his body weight impossible. So
yeah. He's the answer is the rat dies of alcohol poisoning before even meeting Blue Star.
Yes. All right. The next matchup that I think is great and funny is Ash, Mr. Fox's son, our little shit, whose wiggly hand's different, versus Ravenpaw, our outsider.
I thought you were gonna do Cloud Paw.
I thought you were gonna say Cloud Paw.
Cloud Paw is different, but Cloud Paw is yeah. Actually, no. That's a really good. Okay, first of all, Cloudpaw is quite young. I would feel really bad matching them up. I guess Ash
That's
is...
true. Ravenpaw's like an adult cat at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess Ash is a young fox. We'll do
We
tag
could do,
team.
like-
He's a young fox.
We'll do Christofferson and Ash in a tag team match
Oh,
versus
God.
Oh, God.
Ravenpaw and Cloudpaw.
I'm sorry, but Christofferson solos both of them.
That's
Ash
such
doesn't
a-
Yeah,
even
I'll be
join
honest
the
with
fight.
you.
Christofferson
I think Christofferson
knows
fucks him up.
that he
Christofferson is like Hercules. He's Fox Hercules.
That dude knows karate.
he
or
knows
whatever.
karate in lore. He
He can also like dive well. I don't know if that'll help him, but
he can if they
he
fall
can
into
go
the
in the
river.
water.
Not scared of those yellow-bellied river clan cats. Wet-bellied, not yellow-bellied. That means
Wet-bellied River Clan cowards.
exactly. Ash is probably just there, just
Yeah.
observing. If anything,
Ash
Ash
is
is
complaining.
Ash is getting
I
her
think
ass
Ash is
Ash
kicked.
would
complaining that
trip
he
over-
doesn't get to fight.
I think Ash would trip over a rock and knock himself out.
Yes, or be getting his ass kicked, and then Christofferson would come save him.
Yeah.
I can fight my own battles. No, you can't.
Ash gets his ass handed to him by Cloudpaw alone, and then Christofferson has to come
Well,
in.
we also have to accept that Cloudpaw is like the Hercules of ThunderClan. He's like, this might be a book 4 spoiler, but he's like some kind of crazy prodigy or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
And the most
Like, he's
annoying
just
cat.
really he's the biggest asshole. He's like Ash and Christofferson, like Ash's personality with Christofferson's athletic ability.
Which is hilarious. Another moment from the movie that I really love while we're on it is when they're playing Whack-Bat, which is a completely nonsensical sport, but Mr. Fox, Ash's dad, was really good at it when he was at the high school they're at. Ash is not very good, and Christofferson comes in, has never played it before, and is really fantastic at it the first time he even tries in a hilarious sequence. And then their coach says to Ash, "Wow, he really is your father's nephew, isn't he?" And he says, "Not by blood. It's from my mom's side." And he's like, "Oh, really? Okay."
That was very good.
That's crazy.
Yeah, very, very rude thing to say to somebody's cousin.
Yeah, I think another really important matchup for my fanfic that I'm going to be writing later is Felicity Fox, Mrs. Fox versus Leafpool. Wait, no, not Leafpool. What's her fucking name? She's dead.
Spotted Leaf?
Spotted Leaf?
Mrs. Fox versus Spotted Leaf. If Spotted Leaf was
It's
still
funny you
alive.
say Leafpool because I'm pretty sure Leafpool is the name of a warrior in like Series 3.
Probably. I probably read it online, and that's probably why I know it.
Anyways, I think Felicity clears. I'm sorry, Spotted Leaf, but
Felicity will go to bat for her children. We know that much. She tries to kill the rat with a chain. It doesn't work very well, but still.
The bloodlust is
think-
there.
The bloodlust is there.
Spotted Leaf is also a medicine cat and not a full-fledged warrior, so I do think Felicity would take this fight.
I hate
Yeah,
to say
I
that
agree.
a lot of these outcomes are being decided by the fact that this is foxes versus cats, but
These are like cat-sized foxes.
that's true. They're quite
Well,
small.
here's the thing.
Maybe
if
smaller.
If it was like Cloudpaw versus Mr. Fox's son, I'm saying Cloudpaw wins, but you brought in Christofferson, who is like peak athleticism, so of course he clears.
It's true.
And I just don't think. I think Spotted Leaf is just too soft of a heart to win that fight.
Okay.
To be honest.
Okay, we're gonna pull a wild card for the next one. We're doing Cinderpaw versus Rickety the Field Mouse, who is featured in approximately a minute and a half of the total film.
Hold on, let me.
What scene is this mouse
This
in?
mouse is
I don't
in the
remember
feast
this
scene,
mouse.
and then also the scene where Fantastic Mr. Fox. I keep trying to just call him that. I've seen this movie so many times. I don't know why I can't remember that he's just Mr. Fox or Foxy.
Oh, I remember.
Rickety the Field Mouse is a tailor.
When he's giving
He's
the
a
speech
tailor.
about their like scientific names, I remember seeing this guy.
Yes.
Okay, against Cinderpaw.
I just wanted to throw Cinderpaw a bone, if I'm being honest. Personally, I think Cinderpaw eats Rickety the Field Mouse
Oh,
in 2
yes.
bites.
Cinderpaw doesn't need your fucking pity.
I think Cinderpaw fucks him up. To be honest.
Yeah,
Exactly.
This guy's a tailor? Dude.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
What skills does he have?
He has no
Nothing.
fighting
What?
skills.
This guy has no feats, no wins under his belt.
IQ score low. I like those TikTok videos where they like rank them by
Yeah,
skill.
battle IQ low. Aura is somehow incredibly high. This guy's got aura, if nothing else.
I want to save some of the best for last. I'm thinking we do our main characters now. Mr. Fox versus Fireheart.
Of course.
Who's coming out on top?
This is a tough one. I'm gonna be honest.
I don't think Mr. Fox is that. Well, I guess like we know in the past he was a really good whack bat player. So he has
Does he have a
athleticism.
whack
He's got
bat?
athleticism. He's been out of the game.
But like he's been out of the game, and like also Fireheart is like also kind of Cat Hercules. Like he's
really
he's
got
also this like he's got the battle IQ, he's got the speed and the strength. I don't think Mr. Fox has like charisma, but I don't think that works on Fireheart.
That's true. Fireheart. Well, I don't know. Fireheart
Does-
gets tricked a lot. So
Does Mr. Fox have prep time?
that's a really good question.
Oh
Is he
no,
just going
this is a DC power scaling debate now.
Does he get 15 minutes to prepare, or are we just chucking him
Mr.
in
Fox
there?
could beat anybody with prep time.
Yeah.
He could beat Superman with prep time. Easy.
I think Mr. Fox could take on the world with prep time. I think we're going to say that Mr. Fox only has prep time in the same way that he has like the ability to fast talk his way for the first like little bit of the fight, to try and I think that Mr. Fox is in a similar way to Blue Star, probably prone to trying to be diplomatic if possible, but also, is really willing to turn around and stab you in the back. Mr. Fox could be a Tiger Claw level threat to Fireheart, is what I'm saying.
I think Fireheart has this one because, like, I think Fireheart would have much more motivation to win this fight than Mr. Fox
That's
would.
true.
Like,
You got to protect those kits. They know foxes are dangerous.
foxes
Yeah.
are a problem, so...
Yeah, I agree. I think Fireheart clears.
I think Mr. Fox is too civilized. While-
Fireheart solo's low diff.
Yeah. Yeah, Mr. Fox is too much like a human being. All right.
Yeah.
And now for my final question for everybody. This is the fanfic that I'm going to be writing for sure. Franklin Bean, Walter Bogus, and Nathan Bunce have moved into the forest to try and enact their dirty farming deeds. Can the United Clans take down these three men who have guns?
No. They don't even fuck with regular two legs with like broken bottles.
They don't.
They're not
even-
taking out.
Well, we didn't even bring in the fact that Mr. Fox and other foxes apparently know how to operate machinery, and the cats don't even understand what cars are. So
Yeah.
Do the cats have prep time?
the cats have prep time. The cats see the slow transformation happening, and they've been prepping for years.
I
Okay,
also just don't think the four clans can work together.
I don't think
that's
so.
a tragedy.
I feel like what's more likely
There's too many
is-
evil cats.
I think what's more likely is one clan being taken out, at least one of them fleeing, and the other two trying their best to fight and ultimately losing.
Wow. You heard it here first, folks. We have a lot of non-believers on this podcast.
Yeah.
Personally,
I'm sorry.
I believe in the ability of these cats to sneak onto a farm and claw a farmer's eyes out in the night.
They just also have like attack dogs and general security.
Oh, that's so
and
true. Oh,
Also
Shadow
the
Clan.
environmental.
Shadow Clan would move in and become like their like farm cats that like
Yeah,
keep away
yeah.
pests, and they'd be traitors. That's a good point.
That's exactly what I'm saying. They're
'Cause, like,
not
they-
all gonna be against. Well, I mean, I think they're all gonna hate the two legs, but like, I think some of the clans will do what they have to get by, and not like we have to fight for justice for Star Clan, like the main characters would be.
The
But
clans are just so prone to infighting. Like, literally, 1 second they're all saving each other's lives, and the next they're like, actually, fuck you.
Yeah.
So I don't think they can agree for longer than like a week or two.
They
So-
swing wildly,
Yeah.
that's for sure.
I would like to pose. May I pose my own?
Yes, please do.
Yes.
I would like to pose the entirety of Thunder Clan. Can they pull off all three heists?
The same heists.
The same heists
The
that
same
Mr.
heists.
Fox and Kylie and Christopherson get up to. Can the entirety of Thunder Clan pull this off?
I think the electric fence is stopping them. I'm sorry. Like,
Well, don't they just like walk around the electric fence most
no,
of the
they
time?
climb over it and then look over and see the doorway. I think.
Yeah,
is
they
the
Oh.
climb over the first electric fence on the way into Bogus's chicken farm, and then on the way out, they have no escape plan, so they just zap themselves on the way up the fence. Mr. Fox and Kylie do, that is. I think
the cats could jump it. Have you ever seen a cat jump?
cats can jump
I
pretty
mean,
crazy.
yes.
They can
But
jump despicably high. I think
here's-
they could jump that fence.
Here's the thing: they can jump high, but typically they need to land on top of something. They're not very good at like clearing obstacles.
How much prep time do they have?
How much?
How much prep time do they have?
As
Do
much
they
as
have
Mr.
enough
Fox
prep
says.
time to procure little rubber booties
Little
for their
rubber-
paws?
Yeah. I think that for sure the main problem is not all the cats are going to be participating, right? Like Tiger Claw's going to be like, this
Yeah,
is
yeah.
foolish. We don't need to be wasting our time on this heist.
I think the thing is, the minute they hit one obstacle where they think they're gonna lose a cat, they head back. Like
They're not really
they
they're not
care
risk
too much
That's
about
takers.
fair,
s-
yeah.
general well-being.
They are not experiencing the existential crisis that Mr. Fox is experiencing. They know they're wild animals. They don't need to prove it to themselves by stealing chickens.
That's fair. Yeah, they lack that motivation.
That is a good.
There's also the dogs, as I said. Like I don't think they don't fuck with dogs. Like
True, they find them
especially
very
like
scary.
basset hounds.
Well, I think that the main question we're not asking is how scarce is prey this new leaf, this leaf bear.
That's true.
Like, if it's scarce enough, I think they'll do it. And I think that if they have enough motivation, they'll pull it off.
Because
I
I
think
want to
it's-
say that I think that like Fireheart, Greystripe, and Sandstorm alone could pull something.
That's
off.
true. That's true.
if prey is scarce enough, why aren't they going back to that fucking barn and getting the fat ass mice that are in there? Like,
That's true.
why do we care so much about like?
Oh shit, yeah, they would recruit
The color
Barley
or
and
whatever.
Ravenpaw, who have been living on a farm and now have insider knowledge about how things like door
True.
latches work and stuff. Can you imagine giving one of these wild cats a chicken and then being like, I didn't know a bird could get this big? They'd be like, the stars have blessed us on this day.
This chicken will feed our elders for a moon.
They would have to
Somebody
all
show
share.
the Thunder Clan an ostrich.
Terrifying.
That's the birds that the cats of old, the original Thunder Clan and Shadow Clan leaders hunted. The huge
You mean
birds.
Tiger Clan?
Tiger
Tiger Clan.
Tiger
and
Clan,
Lion
Lion
Clan,
Clan,
and
that's what. And Panther Clan,
Leopard Clan?
Clan,
Panther Clan? I don't
Panther?
remember.
Bear Clan.
Bear Clan, Bear Clan, Otter Clan, Hunk Clan, and
The Twink Clan
Twink
is kind of
Clan.
been acting wild.
Dude, Twink Clan. Bunch of traitors.
Wet-bellied cowards or whatever.
Whatever.
It is Leopard Clan.
Leopard.
Kind of fucked up that there's like a leopard that not like there's tiger claw and leopard fur. It's like that feels a little bit blasphemous that they're like named after the old clan.
And my name is Jesus Christ, and
I mean,
Yeah.
there are people out there named like Jesus and stuff.
that's true.
Like,
That's true.
I've met people named like Moses and shit.
I've met Moseses, yeah. I guess actually there's a lot of biblical names. It's like people named Ezekiel
not
and
met
stuff,
Moses.
and Isaac,
I've met people named like Aphrodite and all that.
let alone
like,
Adam.
Whoa.
That's a good Aphrodite's a
yeah.
good name.
So, I think it's pretty common.
Okay, so if we're gonna normalize naming ourselves after mythological figures, I'm gonna rename myself to Fireheart, and and that's that.
Please now know me as Yellowfang.
Yellowfang. Yellowfang needs to go in for some dental
I'll
work.
be. Can I name myself Smudge?
Yes, Smudge is a
Yes.
good name. Smudge is a good name for a cat. Do you think that we could get more Warrior Cats books written through like a sort of crowd-funded situation where you pay large sums of money to have your pet cat be written in as a kitty pet in a minor
my
role?
gosh.
Because I would give anything
think
to
we
have
could-
Flax and Clover, my two cats, be in a Warrior Cats book.
I think we could make a Warrior
That'd be
Cats
awesome.
video game and pull that off.
That's so true.
uh,
Or even,
a fan game.
fanfic.
Fanfic, yeah.
Can't,
Yeah,
Anyways,
when are
here's our
we-
Kickstarter.
When are we doing the B-side where we write fanfic about our pet cats in a clan and read it dramatically?
We're doing
It's
it
been so
tomorrow, 'cause
long
I
since
can't
I've
wait to
written a
write that.
fanfic.
It's been so long since I've written a fanfic. Writing a fanfic is a
I
little
don't-
different than writing just something from scratch.
I haven't written fanfic in fucking ages.
I don't think
And
I've done it
also,
since
I'm
high
just
school.
writing my own Sona in.
I
So
did
true.
write like 3 chapters of Warriors fan fiction. It does not exist anymore. I've tried to find it online. It's
Oh,
like
damn.
gone.
I used to be a somewhat popular Minecraft YouTuber fanfic writer on Wattpad when I was like 12.
That's awesome.
So,
That's awesome. That's real generational stuff right there.
oh yeah.
I-
Anyways,
rules.
shout out to the Yogscast.
Oh yeah,
Righteous.
I can't believe it was about the Yogscast too. Wow,
It
Like, I
was.
was imagining like
I-
Etho or something, or
I wrote about Yogscast and Team Crafted, if anyone remembers that group of YouTubers.
Wow. This is awesome
Yeah.
lore that I'm getting.
Oh yeah. Here's more lore. The reason I originally got viewers to my Twitch streams when I started streaming in 2020 was because I was a dream cosplayer on TikTok. I'm
That's
so fucking sorry.
awesome. That's such a funny cosplay because it's just the mask
Yeah.
and a green hoodie.
Oh, man.
I
That's
hate admitting that
brutal.
so much. Yeah.
That's brutal to hear about.
Anyways, Jazz hates it when I'm like, Dream's the reason we met, by the way.
That's what the mask is. It's your
That's what the
love.
point
That's
of
what
the
the point of the
mask
mask
That's
is.
what the point
yeah.
of the mask is.
Anyways, those TikToks are long nuked. Nobody fucking look for them. They are dead and gone and have been for ages.
Incredible news.
Good. Okay.
I wrote fan fiction about a series that nobody's ever heard of, and I just wrote it on pen and paper, trying to make it into
What
a
series?
book called Aiden of Orin.
Oh.
Yep. It's good. It's good. I read it. I read the.
Uh-huh.
It's like a 4-book series. I read it like 4 times when I was younger, and the author was like, I think. I mean, I might be pulling this out of my ass, but I'm pretty sure he was like from the area we were from, and so like, he had come to do a talk, and like, when the 4th one came out after I discovered them, and I was like, this is so cool. Yeah, and I just tried to write Aiden of Orin fan fiction. I wrote like 3 or 4 chapters of it in my own little ring-bound book, and then I think even as a kid, I was like, I don't think I'm very good at this.
I'm glad we have all written fan fiction, though. We can live in this together.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's a coming of age. It's an important
Yeah,
aspect.
I wish I
I-
still had it because I would totally like release that.
I would love to read it even
My-
if we didn't release it.
Check out
My-
this warrior. I still have like MS Paint drawings of my Warriors OC.
Incredible.
I will draw that. You can't threaten me with a good time. Yeah, my most popular fanfic I wrote was a self-insert adopted by the Yogscast fanfiction.
The classic. That's such a that's
Yeah,
that's the
it's-
genre.
The adopted
That
by
is-
blank fanfiction
Yep.
is
Which is
classic.
bad.
That's incredible.
People have like begged me to read it on stream before, and I'm like, I would rather kill myself on stream. I'm so sorry, it is not fucking happening.
If we get 500 emails,
No, if we get $500 on Patreon, I will read it.
If we get
Thank you
500
very
emails,
much.
I'll respond to all of them with hello, thank you, and then that's all.
I'll respond to them with "Hello, thank you." We are not doing that.
Yeah.
And then,
That is not happening.
Yeah.
I'm willing to embarrass myself in so many different ways on this earth, but that is not one of them.
Right. Especially because theoretically you could find it yourself. So it's like I don't need you. You don't need me to read it aloud.
I took it down.
Okay,
I
good.
still have my Wattpad account, by the way. I did not delete that thing. It still has all the fanfic I saved when I was in middle school, which is very funny.
It is very funny.
It is unpublished, but I still have it because I can still see how many like views and hits and stuff it got when I wrote it, and also all the original comments on it.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So the thing about movie reviews is that I don't want to do power scaling for every single movie review we do, especially because most movies are mostly
Thank
humans. I just felt like it was a great opportunity since foxes, badgers, for example, also exist in this world. I thought it'd be really fun.
I was hoping something like Yellowfang versus the possum guy. Let's see,
Versus Kylie.
let's see who wins.
She-
Yeah.
Yellowfang would tear up anyone
She
in this movie.
That's
would
true.
mercilessly end Kylie's life before he
She
could
would
even say
end
please
them
don't.
physically and psychologically.
Yes. She murdered her own son in a heart-wrenching moment. And then there's also fun little ones like we could have done Agnes, the fox that Christopherson dates, versus I don't know, any fox, any cat. Like she has nothing going
Silverstream.
for her except for being nice, so she would probably be killed.
Versus 1 Ear.
Sandstorm would destroy Agnes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that in terms of as children's media, you know. Fantastic Mr. Fox is a great like full family experience because it's got like the comedy, but it's also like animated and like has a lot of messages about like, you know, being true to yourself, and it's just a delightful little watch. It's not directly like intended for younger audiences though. But you know, that's what I appreciate about doing a podcast about children or young adult media, is the excuse to like explore even more things that I liked when I was young. So thank you guys for letting me show you probably my favorite movie of all time, not only because it's fantastic, but because of nostalgia. Like this is what I liked when I was young, right? If there was anything in my life that was my Warrior Cats, it's this. Because I'll be damned if I didn't, at least internally, pretend I was Mr. Fox a lot of the time when I was younger. Thinking to myself, I wish I was that cool.
No, I mean, thank you for talking to us about it, because I love hearing why people love the things they love. I always find that very interesting, because it always, like, tells you a bit more about the media than you may have gleaned yourself while watching it.
Yeah, I appreciated it.
And as is the point of art, we all find different meanings and enjoyment of it, and I always just love that.
I'm always happy to just have an excuse to watch a movie.
Yeah.
Because I am not a huge movie watcher.
Oh boy, I'm a huge movie watcher.
So I'm like, oh yeah, all these movies, I really want to watch these. I never will.
Yeah.
Genuinely same, because I had been meaning to rewatch that movie for years. As I have with every single movie, I've been meaning to watch it, but like I don't do things unless I'm made to, really. So
Great.
It's like, if I don't see a movie in the theater when it comes out, the likelihood that I'll watch it is like near 0%. Unless a friend of mine tells me, like I saw Wicked Part 1 in theaters. Great movie, by the way. But I was like, oh yeah, I'm probably not gunning to see it in theaters, but I'll probably watch it once it's on streaming. That was never gonna happen.
I think it's just because, like, never in my free time am I just like, oh, I just want to sit down and watch a movie or a TV show right now. I enjoy doing it with other people, and I don't always have the opportunity to do so. Like, I have to wait for my partner to get home from work, or when friends are available. So, like, and also my friends aren't big movie people either, so I don't really watch that many movies, because when I do have the time to watch them, I'm doing something else typically.
Yeah. I'm a huge movie watcher. I barely even fit on the couch. But then also, yeah, me and all my friends are like film people. We went to film school, so we watch a lot of movies. In my household, we have a weekly movie night, etc., etc. So I'm more than happy and excited to make a semi-recurring college-level class where I force you guys to watch films and we just discuss them, you know, and especially in relation to Warrior Cats. So
Yeah.
yeah, thank you guys so much. Do we have anything to plug in this episode?
I can go first.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have been continuing to work on my Etsy, and I now have my own button maker and stuff. So I now have way more things that will be on my Etsy store. It's Itty Bitty Toasty on Etsy, if you wouldn't mind checking that out. Plus, I stream once or twice a week on my Twitch, twitch.tv/alittlebittoasty. It'd also mean a lot to me if you check that out there.
Toasty streams are a delight. I highly recommend them.
Toasty streams are so fun.
I use them
I
to
love
avoid
Toasty
doing
streams.
work all the time.
You can also follow me on Twitch at Jaron D Ratman. But I stream occasionally. I'll try to get more into it when I have free time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can follow me there. And it's a good time. I do some silly stuff.
Jaron streams were also a delight when they were more regular, so I highly
Yeah.
recommend them.
I actually have one more thing that I forgot to mention.
Go ahead.
I will soon be having Stars in the Making merchandise on my Etsy.
Woo!
Now that I can be
Wow!
making my own you can buy a a Warrior Cats button set on my Etsy
buy
if
a
you would
Warrior
like
Cats
merchandise
butt
of the
That's
show.
incredible.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get me some Warrior Cats buttsies. I don't know about you
you
guys.
buttsies, yeah.
I mean, a little cat butsy, that's adorable. I'm going to get some Warrior Cats butsies.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a Warrior Cats butsy tattooed on my belly button so it looks like the belly button
That's
is
horrible.
the butsy.
If you want to reach out to us, I don't know exactly what social medias we're gonna be on because the social media landscape is constantly changing right now.
It's pretty rough.
You know, social medias that are just like either going to shit or potentially like getting banned. just search for us on anything at Warriors Pod, PAWD.
Yes, or email us
I'm gonna
to ask.
I'm gonna be trying to like upload stuff to maybe like YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels. Just if you got a social media, just try and find us. I don't know exactly what it'll be, but it'll be at Warriors Pod or Stars in the Making.
Yes.
And yeah, if you want to email us, let us know what you think of the show. If you got any suggestions for things you want to see us do on these B-side episodes, you can email us. That's warriorspod, PAWD, @gmail.com.
If you have any questions, email those too, and we could compile them for a B-side episode and answer
Yeah.
those.
Sort of like what we did for the first one, like the questions about the hosts.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for listening. And check out our other podcast, What the Cuss, where we rake all cuss words. But we aren't allowed to swear because that's a family-friendly podcast. So we're a couple episodes in, and it's going really well. All right. We'll see you all next time.
See you next moon.
Until next month.
Until next moon.